Hey everybody, this is Mike with PrepareMeNow.com, and what we're doing today is basically simulating what you would do if you were to be in a survival situation with the snow, with the rain, with bad weather in the winter. And I wanted to highlight a few things. First of all, you can take a look at our fire here. My son and I were able to construct a rapid, bring it back up, a rapid fire pit. Now, normally in a real survival situation, I would probably make this more of a U-shaped. We did it in an O-shape all the way around for safety purposes, because again, we're demonstrating. We've been working on this process for about 2 to 2.5 hours. We started it before it began to snow. So the idea here is your car's broke down, you're out in the middle of nowhere, you're kind of aware that a snowstorm's coming, you're trying to figure out how you're going to deal with your situation, and let's say you've wandered away from your car too far, and now you don't know how to get back to your car or whatever. So your car's not an option. This is the idea. Now, we used our fire steel starter, which I showed you in another different video that we did, but here are some things that I want to show you. I want you to take notice. First of all, my hair is soaking wet. I've got snow on my head. Okay, that's not really good. It's a bad thing. You want to be able to cover up your hair, your head, because that's where you're going to lose a big part of your body heat. Okay, so I purposely did this to show you some of the things that you're going to be up against out in a real situation. Number 2, you're going to get real wet. Okay, wetness and cold, these are really bad things when you're in a survival situation. I've got a lot of heat being produced off of this fire now. We've worked very, very hard to find large logs and different things that we can scrape together. If you're in a survival situation, don't be afraid to go big on the logs and go big on a fire. First of all, you may be able to create a signal via the light or the smoke that's coming off of it where somebody might notice you, but you're going to have to generate a lot of heat, because when you're in the cold and the heat, what makes fire, right? You've got to have fuel, you've got to have heat, you've got to have air, and you've got to have a chemical reaction to make a good fire. In a cold situation like this, and you can see it snowing all around me, it's very, very cold. It's probably in the 20s right now. The cold and the heat are competing. So you're going to have a good-sized fire in order to generate enough heat to help you survive the situation. The heat's going to help you dry things out. One of the things that I always teach is keep your feet dry. Now I want you to watch this. I've got a situation right here where I've got nice hot embers, and I can actually put my feet up on these rocks if I have to. And be careful not to catch your feet on fire, right? But at the same time, I can keep my toes warm, I can keep my hands warm, which are my outer extremities. Those are the things that my body's going to try to go after first. When you start feeling your hands get really cold and your feet get really cold, you can kind of work them up near the fire. Okay? Don't be afraid to rotate your body around. Now you're going to have to scrounge for wood, and that means you're going to have to keep this thing going. You don't want to let this thing go out. This is your lifeline in a major snowstorm. You've got some snow around you, so if you've got some skills with regards to water purification, you can make that work. If you've got food, hopefully you've got some kind of a 3-day supply or more that you've kept in your vehicle or kept in your backpack. A fire is a major, major part of survival in a majorly cold element kind of like this. So what you want to do is keep yourself dry. If you've got layers, it's okay to kind of set up some situations where you can rotate your body, take some of your layers off, dry them up, put them back on. Keep your socks warm, keep your socks dry. If you need to take them off to dry them for a few minutes, you've got a nice hot fire here. Be careful in the way you do it, but you've got to use this fire to your advantage. Okay? If you've got a U-shape and you've got time to build yourself a lean-to or some kind of a shelter, which you should be working on, at least you've got your fire started and you can begin. You've got some light left over. You need to know how much light you have left in the day. Keep an eye on the time. Plan your survival, but plan it fast so you know what you've got to have. You've got to have fire. You've got to have shelter. Arguably, you've got to have water before you've got food, because you can survive for a while without food. You've got to keep yourself dry. You've got to keep your feet dry. Okay? You've got to keep yourself warm. So these are the things that you're going to think about in a major snowstorm, and I just wanted to shoot this video just to highlight some of the things that you're going to be up against. You got to keep working it. Keep your hair. Maybe have a hat or something on your head. Wrap your head with something to keep the heat in. And think, I'm going to get out of this. I'm going to make this. Once you get this fire going, you can't imagine the sense of comfort that it brings having a good-sized hot fire going. But you've got to keep it going. And then when you get the opportunities, the storm clears, it's okay to get some, yeah, catch that. That's a really good shot right there. It's nice and heat. It's okay to catch some some brush that's wet. Put it on your fire. It'll create some smoke for you at a future date and or a future time so that you can use it as a smoke signal. But I wanted to demonstrate this for you in the middle of a major snowstorm so you can see that this can be done and that there are things that you're going to run into along the way that you need to be aware of, like keeping dry, keeping warm, keeping a sense of comfort, and then begin to keep yourself calm and then work towards getting the basic necessities set up that you need to have set up to survive. All right, folks, again, preparemenow.com. This is Mike. God bless. Talk to you later.